Hi everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me with my emotional exchanges. It's my weekly outlook for love, relationships, emotional connections. I do a simple reading with 3 cards. The first card is what's coming towards you emotionally speaking. What is the energy, vibration, or situation? The second card is why is that important? And the third card is where will it lead to? And I do this for the elemental signs of the zodiac. So it's the air signs, fire, water, and earth. And then I throw in something different from another deck called the ViceVersa Tarot. And the ViceVersa Tarot is sort of like, what if I don't? Or what if I this, or what if I that? Or what if, should I leave or should I go? You can put it into any emotional kind of context for you. The ViceVersa Tarot is designed to sort of show you both sides of that energy of that card. So let's get started. It'll all be apparent well too easily. And so we are on the air signs. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What is coming towards you? What emotional thing is coming towards you? Good one. It's the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups probably indicates that maybe some emotional happening is coming to you. It's the beginning of something. Pages are usually beginnings. They sort of represent the spring, the thrust of growing, or something like that may be happening with, emotional connections with people. They always, and of course, this is Valentine's Day month, Super Tarot Love Month, as we like to call it here. So something is coming to you. Even if you are already in a relationship, there is something that seems to be pleasing coming to you. It just could be news. Pages are sometimes news, so this would be emotional news. I mean, maybe if you already even have children, maybe one of your children is getting married. It could just be a lot of different things, but it's coming to you, air signs. Why is it important? Well, it's the upright 8 of Swords. Eight of Swords. It's important because maybe you realize that something has been kind of holding you back, and some of that is a perception of yourself that you don't have the ability or means to rise out of yourselves and to do something. So I think news about this love or lovey situation, emotional good thing coming towards you means that you can release yourself from maybe some feelings you've had, or feelings that felt maybe were holding you back. I mean, maybe this is about you. Maybe you felt that no one liked you, and now you're realizing that somebody does, and so it's kind of a liberating feeling in a way. But ultimately, where will it go to? And it's the Queen of Cups. So I think it goes to something loving. It says the caregiver at the bottom, but I think the Queen of Cups is more than that. I mean, I think it does represent an emotional stability and an emotional strength. So it could represent a person who gives more strength in the relationship. Maybe that's you. I don't know. So let's take a look at the ViceVersa Tarot and ask that general question. Are you better off this way? Are you better off that way? And so this will kind of give us a brief idea of what that means. And I'm still learning how to master these, so it's possible that I may pipe in some other thoughts at the bottom of the screen when I've gotten this all edited. But let's just take a look and see what it tells us. Should I stay in a bad relationship, or should I stay in a relationship? Should I go? Should I choose this desirable thing, or should I not? All right. Well, this is going to be one of those ones that's hard for me to interpret, because on the one hand, it is the Ace of Cups. So maybe saying, that if you're staying with this situation, there seems to be the promise of something really happening that's loving, the beginning. Aces are beginnings, and so you see this water spraying out, and it sort of really is a good way of saying I'm being baptized anew in the ways of love or lovingness or emotional calmness. You know, there's a lot of calmness expressed in this card too. But on the other hand, maybe it's midnight in the garden. And oh my, something I didn't see there in the background seems to be a person on a horse. And I'm going to say, because this deck sort of resonates through all the cards, is that is probably the Knight of Cups, maybe. I don't know, but it is somebody on a horse, and it's usually the knights that are on the horses in this deck. And so I think what this is saying is maybe the idea is, on the other hand, there may still be a bit of longing, still a feeling of like maybe separation, and like you are still have some miles to go before you achieve that sense of serenity and feel that peace. If I'm wrong, I'll put it in the comments below. So that's what I have for the air signs. All right, so let's get on to the fire signs then. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's find out what's going on for them. What is going on for them? And I have to learn, this table is really shaky. I don't know why I use it here other than the tight, cramped quarters, but maybe if I put a lead brick on it or something like that, it'll hold it down a little bit better. There we go again. So anyways, we are asking that question of the fire signs. What's coming to you? It's the moon. The moon says what's coming to you is maybe a mystery or a question to you. You are feeling some closeness to somebody or some situation. If you're single, it's obviously maybe your next romantic interest or a romantic interest. But if you're already involved, it may be something you feel you need to know in either regard about this possible relationship. And one is, are your or the other person's feelings true or accurate in that regard of saying, I feel something, I feel connection? Because that's what's coming to you, is this feeling that maybe you have to really find out for sure, you know, what this is about, what it means to you, whether or not you really are falling in love or somebody has fallen in love with you, that kind of thing. So why is it important? It's the Eight of Cups. It says self-elimination. It's important because maybe this is going to draw you into a different direction. That maybe this romantic or possible emotional interaction with somebody has the ability to make you realize you want something else, maybe with that person, or somehow, some way, some other way. You want something more, and you are probably going to move in that direction. Where will that lead to? Well, other than that direction. And it's the reversed Magician. Could be a bad choice. Could be a choice maybe where it works against your own sense of agency and willpower. So you have to be really sure that you are deciding this not only for the right reasons, but that it really will result in a good move for you, in a good, outcome. So, gee, I definitely think that vice versa thing is about this question, of situations coming to you and what they will mean. What you should do. What will it be if you stay? What will it be if you don't stay? Anything related to that. And of course, if you are a fire sign, you may understand this a little differently than I'm able to generally impart here. But let's give it a go and see. Should you stay or should you go? Should you take this choice or should you not? Well, oh boy, it's the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a nobody wins card. If you really want to be in charge and to deal some sort of sense of your own feeling of justice, then this is the card for you. But on the other hand, you know, you see that really those who can will walk away from you, and that in the end you will be alone. It will be night and dark, and people say, enough of this, enough of this. I'm just going to go somewhere else, find somebody else to play with, my toys with me. So it's really like you can't win either way. If this is really about trying to be in control of the situation, even where it leads to sort of indicated that there's going to be problems. The Magician reverse says you're not going to get the outcome you want. So I think fire signs, you're normally able to see through things, but you're not always patient enough to wait long enough to understand, if there's anything else going on. You need to this time, fire signs. So let's move on to the water signs. Water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So this one is for you, as we like to say. And of course, the water signs generally are the ones that have the most emotional things going on in their immediate personality. Or at least that's generally, what I feel is we're a little more volatile. People that have certain, strong correlations, references to the water signs, planets, etc., could have some of the same stuff. So anyways, water signs, what is coming to you? And it's the sun reversed. Now, the sun reversed is one of the very few cards that is not so bad when it is reversed. So this could just be saying that in terms of some success, finding out things, feeling the sense of love around you, there's only a slight mar there. It may be that, maybe, you don't need a lot of people around you saying, good boy, good girl, whatever. I don't know. I'm just going to say that maybe there's something there that's a little dim, but it's overall good. What's coming to you feels like you're finding out something maybe about love that you didn't know before. It could be about your own feelings for somebody else. So maybe there's somebody that is coming to you, or maybe a pleasurable situation that you will have an opportunity to take. It does say paradise in there too. I wouldn't rule out a trip for the water signs maybe that's fulfilling. But why is it important? And it's the Seven of Swords. And it is upright, but the Seven of Swords, it says for the wrong reasons. There's something stealthy going on here, and maybe that's why that sun is reversed, and maybe somebody is inviting a water sign or to do something maybe on the sly. So maybe this is about an affair, or maybe this is about something secretive that maybe would be offensive to others, or would break a bond or trust between people. So I don't know. It's important to maybe understand that what's going on here is not exactly in your best interest. So it's kind of like the fire signs in a way. That was more theirs towards the end. So where will that ultimately lead to then? And it's the same thing. It's the Eight of Cups, upright. And this card says you're moving somewhere else. You feel you're moving on to a better purpose of some sort. I don't know if it's a result of what happened here. It almost feels that way in a way. The idea that maybe something came to the water sign and said, this is better for you, but we have to kind of do it this way. Sounds suspicious. Just going to say that. Water signs, especially Scorpios. All right, so should you do this thing? Should you have this secret thing that maybe leads you into a new direction? Or should you not? If you do it, what will happen? On the one hand, this could happen, or on the other hand, this could happen. So let's get that way. What are the consequences, good or bad, if you decide to go with this plan? Water signs. Holy, holy. Well, on the one hand, it's the Four of Wands, and it looks like, whoa, we're off to making our home. We're doing the harvest home bit here. And, you know, it looks really happy. It's like it's a celebration. So maybe there's a promise here that feels like this is something you really want to pursue. There's a happiness here. But on the other side, there's a darkening. And maybe this is saying, too, that there's going to be something that you could leave behind that you don't want to. Maybe it's other people that are affected somehow who won't understand why this big change happened, and that maybe you changed your direction. Once again, if I'm wrong about this, I'm going to put it down there in the lower comments there. It's hard to exactly interpret that, because other than the fact that it seems to be later in the day, you know, and maybe that's the key, is like at one point it's early in the day, but at another point it's later in the day, though the post seems literally the same other than the darkness. So, water signs, very interesting. Let's finally move on to the earth signs then. And the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So we're going to see what's going on with you guys, emotionally speaking. I liked how the cards definitely kind of seem to have a progression. You know, they didn't seem to be necessarily things that were hard to put together. But the reading is designed to be that way, and so intuitively it seems like the cards really do follow that pattern. So, earth signs, what is coming towards you, emotionally speaking or otherwise? And it is the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. Meeting the parents. So typically the Nine of Wands sort of looks like a line in the sand kind of card, like you're sort of like, I'm up for this challenge, I'm going to stick here. And that is the sense of meeting the parents in a way too, is like you pretty much have to say, this is it. You know, this person you see in front of you is the one that your child wishes to be with and have you meet. And this could be saying, you know, there's a daunting challenge here coming to you. It may not be meeting somebody's parents, because maybe you're already married for many years and that's been done. But this could be saying, really, there's a challenge about acceptance. You know, and so whether or not you feel there are conventional or unconventional, or it doesn't even matter to you, aspects or factors in your relationship, it may be that some sense of a challenge is coming to that. That's kind of interesting. So why is it important? And it's the Queen of Pentacles, says the single mom. But the Queen of Pentacles is maybe saying it's important because you might be called upon to act in a larger capacity. And so there may be this sense of an appearances being important for what you're doing here. You know, this isn't exactly the King of Pentacles, you know, management material, but the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who maybe tries to bring a sense of beauty and satisfaction and completion to their projects as they are important to the world. So maybe this is saying that, you know, it's important that you maintain that, whether it's a facade or the reality, because of the question of, you know, somebody thinking there's something curious going on with you in a way. So where does this ultimately lead to? And it's Camera Guy reversed, the eight of Pentacles. They call it Camera Guy, but it's reversed. And so this could be saying you have to watch exactly how you enact with any questions about what's going on here, whatever this controversy or line in the sand thing seems to be about. You know, you're best served by being, you know, more on the side of the angels, not being divisive necessarily, working within the parameters of what your skill sets really are. So in other words, you know, don't try to rise above the occasion of what's going on here, you know, by talking in a field you don't understand, like medical, legalese, that kind of thing. And I'm not sure how that pertains to relationship stuff here, but I think this is just saying, really, be careful. There's pentacles here, so this is talking about applying what you know to the process and trying to really, find out that you're doing things right. I'm sorry, I'm a little vague there. It's vague. But I guess the question then for the ViceVersa Tarot is, what happens? Well, we'll just stick with the general. What are the good sides or the bad sides of going along with this idea of listening, or dealing with other people's perceptions in a way too? My goodness, I'm a bit around the place here with this. I don't have a really defined way of coming up with the question for the vice versa. It just sort of feels like there's a good side to this and a bad side, so I'm going to try to throw that out there and say that I'm always picking the positive side, which is good. You do need to have this control, so don't screw this up. This is the Emperor. I think this card is saying really you need to assert the level of control and influence. I'm thinking of the camera guy there who maybe is going to act in folly. This is saying really watch for that. Try to be more metered in your response, because the worst thing that could happen, well, I'm definitely going to have to look up the book on this, because behind the Emperor's throne are two different senses of energy or power. And so I think this is about saying, that you can change some of this, but you have to be careful not to change it too much. Some things can't be tempered beyond a certain point. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave it with that. Don't forget to watch the happy hour tomorrow. Let's see, that's going to be at 10 o'clock. On Sunday is Banshee's Material Matters, also at 10 o'clock. We're live in the chat room. We have a live stream on Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. And then we're back to our regular week again. So thanks for coming, everybody. And I hope you're liking the ViceVersa Tarot. Please leave me a comment about that. Maybe I can improve it, or maybe we should just move on to something different. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.